Is
We'll
that
fix
better?
that.
I think that's probably a lot better.
We'll fix that right up.
Alright. Alright, guys.
Audio is-
Hello there, and
MLG Pro Stream.
yes. Oh, shit. Okay, well, I will repeat this again. Welcome to episode 2 of Crafty Brews and Nerdy News. Brew Smash here, bringing you the latest and greatest in the craft brew world. Also bringing the new and exciting stuff in the gaming community. And, like I said, but you guys didn't hear me, tonight we have Commander Z-Man and Sophie Girl. Cheers, guys. How are you guys doing?
Doing good.
Doing
Great.
good.
Thanks for having me on.
Of course. I feel a
Yes,
little
thanks
left
for
out.
having Sophie on.
Thanks for having Z-Man on.
Yeah,
Just thanks for doing everything you're doing, Rue.
it's awesome.
Oh, of course.
We love you, Rue.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you
we
guys.
love you, Rue.
Oh, man. This is gonna be an awesome bunch of people. We actually hung out a lot during CitizenCon. So it's actually really awesome to have them all back and us back together. It's great.
Together at last.
Woohoo!
Together forever.
Awesome. So we're gonna probably
Good. That was
be...
good. I like that. That was Annie, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
Oh, man.
Scuba Steve already throwing down the saber love. I knew that was coming, Sophie. That shirt, you're asking for it.
Real quick. Saber love. Wait, 1 second. Can you see it? Saber love.
Oh, I thought she was gonna show us her butt. But this makes more sense now. I don't know.
2S violation in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, right.
Guys, the stream just went down.
And Sophie, we never saw Sophie again. Oh, man.
Be away.
Alright, I guess really quick, guys. What are we all enjoying tonight? Because Z-Man got out all his fancy mugs.
Well, I didn't feel right being on a stream about beer while Sophie's wearing that saber love shirt without having properly represent Anvil Aerospaces. Thank you to Dog Wizard for making me this mug, this Stein. So as a dude. But yes, I'm drinking my homebrew, which is Yingling Lager.
Is that in a green bottle?
It is. See the chrome out? Did it chrome out the bottle?
It did chrome out the
That's
bottle.
awesome. Sweet.
That's fantastic. Oh, that's awesome. That chrome or
So I
that
could
green
leave it like
screen,
that, and you probably can see how it hides the microphone.
it hides the microphone, which is important.
So Yingling is America's oldest brewery. Did you know that? It says it right on the label.
Right there, if we could read it.
Oh, you can't read it? Damn.
It's very blurry.
Since 1829. Oh, that's what it says.
That's an old beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been brewing it for a long time.
Yep. It's good stuff.
Uh,
And Toby's in chat. He's probably laughing. He's like, "Yeah, I'm from Germany. We have like older breweries than that."
yeah, actually, that is a pretty cool bar. You said you've been there a couple times, right?
Yeah, the brewery. Yeah, it's in. I always get Pottstown and Pottsville mixed up, but Pottsville, Pennsylvania. And yes, I've been there several times. Actually met the owner of Yingling, which is kind of a big deal to me.
Oh, wow.
Just
That
like
is actually
walking
kind of a
around.
big deal.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. So yeah, yeah, it's a good beer. It's a good home brew. And when I often tell the story, like I told you, when I was in the military, you couldn't get it outside of Pennsylvania. It was like impossible to find it anywhere. And I randomly came across it in an import aisle of the package store at the Navy Exchange, so as it were, and found it, and that was an awesome night. But yeah, it's a little taste of home in a bottle for me.
It's an awesome night. I feel like there's more to this story we need to hear, Z-Man.
Well, I'll only tell you what leads up to the events, not the events themselves. But yeah,
Okay.
what do you got, Rue?
One moment. Actually, what I have is actually kind of cool. I have Founder's Backwood Bastard, and it's actually aged in oak bourbon barrels. And what's actually kind of cool about this brewery is it's actually outside of Michigan, or in Michigan, outside of Michigan. Oh man, it's in Michigan, and I actually can't get a lot of founders where I live, but one of my really really awesome friends was moving back from oh shit, I'm so sorry guys, was moving back from Michigan, and he brought me back like a case of like different kind of like Michigan's beers, which had like bells and founders and all this stuff. So he's kind of a nerd like I am when it comes to beers. So he was like, "Here, Rue, like knock yourself out. It's good stuff." So, anyways, it's really good. I actually this is my first time trying it. It's really like rich, like really dark oaty flavors going on there, and actually probably like thick in chocolate. And even while it's like rolling down my tongue, it's like
That sounds pretty amazing.
it's not like it kind of tastes like almost like a hot chocolate kind of like texture. I don't know. It's really good. I'm actually really enjoying this right now.
Rue, where are your sunglasses?
You know, I just realized that's what I was forgetting. And I was kind of like, do I have any nearby me? And I don't. So I guess I will sit here awkwardly in my normal glasses. But yeah, actually, this is a little dangerous beer because it's like I was just looking. It's 11.6. So this is gonna be a good show, guys.
All right.
Right on. How did you get into beer? Just out of curiosity, how did you know that, like, yes, this is something that I must learn about and dive into?
Let's see. Actually, it's kind of a funny story because before I was even of like legal drinking age, I had been doing
I
like
knew this was gonna be.
I had been doing craft beer like research like for a database for probably like 3 years before I was 21. And not only was I doing all this research, I was like taking pictures of these tap handles, editing them, like building these menu screens off of the data I had collected. And it was all really for work. And finally, I kept hearing about like how amazing these beers were and all this stuff. And so basically, I started creating myself a list of beers that I wanted to try when I turned 21. And I stuck to pre-21 as much as I could. But I will say
Right.
I will say that when I turned 21, it was like I just started like knocking out beers, and I'd been around a lot of people and brewers and all this stuff that I knew. Like what was interesting is that once you kind of learn kind of the vocabulary of like tasting notes kind of thing, like it's very woodsy, or when you're trying an IPA, you might taste like grassy kind of notes. I had been around all of that for so long that when I started trying beers, it was like, oh yeah, I can taste that. Oh man, that's so good. Like I started realizing really quick like what I liked, and it kind of came down to sour ales, pilsners, Hell's lagers, stouts and porters, and then sour ales. I think I might have already said a couple of those. But anything that has like bourbon barrel cherries, oh my god, that is really good for me. I love that.
Bourbon barrel cherries. Mm-hmm.
So good.
That sounds really good.
But yeah.
So, did you ever consider like brewing your own beer?
Yeah, I have. I helped. Actually, one of my coworkers in my office is a home brewer, and he actually has a cool little setup at home. And so I actually worked with him on brewing an IPA for an event that our office had, which was pretty fun.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Does that extend into wines and other alcohols, or is it just beer that you have this affinity for?
Recently, I've been getting into a little bit of wine. I don't know a lot about it. I heard that like the brewing process is a little bit the same, but I don't probably seek it out as much as I do with beer. So yeah. Anyways, Sophie, what are you drinking tonight? I know that you said you aren't trying to drink beer right now.
I'm not trying to drink beer right now. I had got some. I think this is grade A it's filtered water. I'm not even gonna try. I'm drinking
Oh.
Oh,
but
they say Perrier.
it's just flat water. It's really nothing exciting. But I do have, just to kind of tease things up a tiny bit for myself, I got a little synergy action happening here. Now this is an organic kombucha, strawberry serenity. Can you see
Very
that?
cool. Yes, that's
Ooh, yeah.
cool.
It says mission in a bottle. So it's bubbly. It's living food for the living body. So I figured I want to live. I'll put a little of that in my body, and we'll see where this takes us.
You
That's
just
fantastic.
quoted two songs from the '80s right there in that little
I really feel so good about that, Z-Man.
message in a bottle.
No.
And
Yes.
right, and then you too. You said, "I wanna live." All right, I'm stupid. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's awesome. I wonder how often I do that, because I know a lot of 80s songs. So maybe if my whole day is just an 80s montage.
Right, it probably is, and then us children of the '80s would pick up on that.
Yeah. Yes, thanks. I feel good about tonight. So yeah, I'm gonna be wasted. Like
Totally.
Wasted.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
What's actually interesting is we just got this new beverage and it's like a soda thing. Because I love kombucha. Kombucha is actually really tasty, but it's not quite a kombucha. It's like this I don't know. It's a beverage. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But basically, what they do is they take the CBD out of marijuana leaves, and they extract it and like put it in with like some lemon and ginger, and then they put like a tiny bit of carbonation on it, and it's actually really, really good. And you don't get any kind of like high like marijuana does, but you get all like the benefits from it. I don't know. It's pretty good. We have it in our office right now, and it's kind of nice to sip on throughout the day.
I don't know what CBD is. That like THC or different?
It's like, so I guess there's like two main things in marijuana. I don't know marijuana very well, so I'm not gonna make it about that. But
I don't know anything about it.
The
Me neither. I don't.
The THC is like where the high comes from, and like the CBD is the benefits, or like I can't explain it very well. That's all I know. But it's not the one that has the high.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. It is pretty tasty.
I get all my information from Bristol Boy and Sniffle Wizard, so just watching them, that's all I know about weed, really, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about my knowledge of it too. It is actually illegal in my state, so I actually don't feel as bad talking about it. So, just like, I don't know, we're all over the ooh man, marijuana. I don't know. So, anyways, moving along here.
Wait. Marijuana and weed is the same thing?
Yes.
Come on now.
Come on, Sophie.
Yeah, all these times I thought
had
my
no
mom.
idea.
Yeah, all these times I used to think my mom was going to weed her garden, and really she wasn't.
That's what she
Oh,
was telling
man.
you.
All lies. Your whole life. How do you feel,
Yes,
Z-Man?
yeah. Lies.
All
Man,
these lies.
I'm let down. I had to pull out the shame bell here soon.
Oh my god. Alright, let's dive into some Star Citizen, guys. I guess, does anyone have, before we move on to this whole gaming thing, does anyone have any questions about beer or brewery stuff? I was just gonna touch on that really quick before moving along. Let me just check my question channel here really quick. I don't think there was anything that came through, but I wasn't really paying attention.
Any beer questions?
Any beer questions? Ask now.
Toby's asking about Regina there. You see that?
Regina.
Regina's not pregnant. As you can see, she's not pregnant.
Well, the night is
Oh.
young, and you do
The
have
night
lots
is
of
young.
strawberry energy drink to go around, so you never
That's
know
so
what's
true.
happening.
I told you it's gonna get nutty over here.
It's gonna get nutty.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good one. Okay, real quick from Nax here. What is your favorite brewery? For me, it's Crux, which is a little place here in town. I should actually get one of their beers to enjoy here on the show, so I can nerd out about that. But it's it's a really good brewery. Do you guys have favorite breweries? Because I know you guys do drink.
I drink on occasion.
Favorite brewery? I've never been to a brewery before. Oh, actually, that's not true. When I lived in Alaska, the one place I've ever been to, I'll say is my favorite, but I don't recall the name of the beer. But it was delicious, and you go and you buy a big jug of it. So you take your jug and you go fill this up with the stuff that you make, and then you take it home, and it's delicious. It's like you could just drink it. Forget the apple juice in the morning. Don't worry about tea at night. It's just this beer, and then you go the next day and refill the jug. Some people.
Wait, are we being rated by Captain Richard right now?
We are being rated by Captain Richard right
Wow.
now. Oh my god. All the derps in chat right now. Yeah, the jug is called a growler.
That's it. It growls. Yes.
It's a growler.
Yes, it was. That's exactly. It's a beast.
Yes, and if you aren't following Captain Richard, you should definitely go give Captain Richard a follow.
For sure.
Thank you so much for hosting. Yeah, so okay, and then Z-Man, you said you didn't have a favorite brewery, or
as far as like visiting a brewery, I like I said, I've been to Yingling a couple times now. There used to be one more local to me, a Stroh's Brewery. It was cool to see, but we have a few local like restaurants that have like the breweries in the front window, and their beer's okay. I would say it's good. Some of it's good. Some of it's like just okay, but yeah. But as far as like visiting like an actual brewery, I would say the only one that comes to mind is Yingling, because that's the oldest brewery in America. Brews match, no sunglasses. Bristol Boy says, see that?
I know.
They're noticing.
I feel out of the loop.
Even before we went live, she's like, "I'm getting something. Is there something I'm missing? What is it?" She's like, "No."
That is like legitly what happened, because I came back and I sat down. I was like, "Guys, am I forgetting something?" And then Max joked like, "Well, your stream isn't on," and I thought he was serious, and I was like, "Oh crap!" So I like stopped it, and then like he's like, "No, it was going," and I'm like, "Oh, dude, like I actually thought I was forgetting something, like legitly."
Rue is trading in sunglasses for beer goggles.
Yes.
Nice.
This is clearly what those are.
Exactly.
Okay, a couple more questions here about beer, so we can get into some Star Citizen stuff, right, guys? How many different types of beers would you say I have tried? Types, as in like styles, or like a beer? I can answer both really quick. Styles, I've probably tried over 200.
Good God.
Beers in general, I probably can't count. Like, I'm just gonna be honest, I can't count. It's probably in the hundreds up there. I don't know.
Nice.
I don't know.
100 million.
100 million.
100 million, thousand, billion, gazillion.
And I do try really quick. Have you ever tried Dragon Mead? I have not. I assume that's a brewery? I looked it up here really quick, and it looks pretty good. I have not heard of them, and I have not tried them before. It's probably because I don't have their distribution here where I
What's
live.
it called? Dragon Mead? Like mead?
Yeah, Dragon Mead Microbrewery.
Ah, okay. But it's not mead, it's beer, right?
It is beer. It says they brew an IPA, a pumpkin ale, a red, and a Belgian triple, so...
I'd like to try that. That sounds good.
Yeah, it does actually sound good.
Have you tried grog, like the pirate drink?
I have not. No,
Captain Richard.
No.
Aha!
I haven't.
Ha ha!
Another Michigan brewery, best in my opinion. Well, that's good to know, Ideatron. Michigan actually has a lot of good breweries up there. Okay. So we are gonna wrap up. Yes.
Brew Smash, real quick. I just searched the interwebs. It was called the Alaskan Brewing Company. I find reviews on them. 5-star rating online.
Yeah. Alaskan. You probably had their Alaskan Amber.
That sounds familiar.
It's actually a really good brew. Yeah, it's actually a red ale.
Yes, delicious.
It is
really good.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a good go-to beer. When you're like, I don't know these ones. I'll take a Alaskan Amber.
Yep, it's delish. And then you get a big pizza with a growler.
Yes. You always have to get a pizza with your growler. That's just what happens. And then your night is complete, and you're like, man, I'm good. Okay, so let's we're gonna keep sipping on our beers, of course, but we're gonna jump into some Star Citizen stuff. We got a new ATV that got released today. It talked about some alien languages. Sophie girl, I know you were catching up right before the show. D-Man, did you actually get a chance to watch it?
Partially. Maybe like the first 5 minutes of it. I literally like woke up. I took a nap because I was up till 4 a.m. playing Mass Effect, and
I was there for that.
I'm telling you, it was bad. It was bad. So yeah, Bristol Boy like poked me the link earlier, and I was like, oh cool. So I started watching, and I'm like, I'm gonna fall asleep on my keyboard. So I went up and took a nap, and then then things kind of went downhill from there. So yeah, I did catch like the first five minutes or so of it.
Okay.
What did I miss? Catch me up.
I was trying to watch it during work, and then I got called into a meeting.
Priorities.
I was listening to it. I couldn't really watch it much, so I'm kind of like, the preview's right above us, guys. But the first few minutes of it, they basically brought in Watkins here. I'm forgetting his first name, but he's actually had a lot of experience in the Hollywood industry, like 4 to 5 years.
Oh, is it Britton?
Yes, that's it. Britton Walken.
David Haddock and Britton Walken. Yeah.
Britton Walken. So this
Brighton. Not sure how to say it.
This guy on the right hand side, he actually basically wrote the language for the Vandal race for Star Citizen, and he can actually speak. It was pretty cool. He can actually speak the Avatar language, which I will slaughter the name of that language. But he can speak it fluently.
No, I want to hear this slaughtering now that you had, since you said that.
Quite frankly, I can't remember even the name of. Like,
come on,
Just make some popping sounds.
But that was pretty cool. Like, this guy is like nerds out about alien languages. Like, that's his thing. And so it's cool to kind of almost have like this expert that's on board. He works with actors in Hollywood on pronouncing certain things if they're doing like an alien thing. There was one other movie he worked on. It was a recent movie. I'm trying to think of it now. Was it Star Wars? No, not Star Wars.
I missed it. I'm not sure.
There was another movie he worked on that was pretty cool. Or at least that I knew of. I was like, oh, I know that one. But, so, no, he's, it's pretty cool. And, actually, let me back up in this video really quick. Where they were... Or I will, play a quick clip of them speaking this Vandal's language really quick, guys.
Oh yeah, it sounds cool.
It's really, like, throaty.
So I want to touch on something on that when we're done with the clip then.
Oh, okay. Here it is.
Okorai Shaluver.
A cautious man could I.
Shalim Fisatu. Yosakuyam Lachnu. Tingumayul Tulhe. Shauda Kuna.
See what your bloodlust cost us.
Ilwechach Hoshdavo Butnato.
And I will say that the people...
That's pretty... I don't know. Like, that sounds like legit other language to me.
Gesundheit.
Gesundheit.
Shalakula. I can totally do that.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Sounds like Klingon, does it?
So
no,
that's...
That was it. It was Star Trek. Oh my god.
Damn it.
Thank you so much.
How did you forget Klingon? I was just going to mention that. That's what I wanted to touch on, so...
He worked with actors on saying their lines in Klingon. That was it. It was Star Trek.
Okay.
So
back in the 90s when computers were new. You know, the internet didn't exist. You know,
Yeah.
kids. You know, we rode dinosaurs uphill both ways, barefoot to school. Anyway, so back in the 90s, I had a friend who
Dinosaurs were
picked up
barefoot.
this. Yes, the dinosaurs were barefoot. We still wore combat boots, but anyways, they were made out of dinosaur skin rather than leather. But I'll digress. Anyway, so this guy I knew had this really early computer game, and I can't remember what it was. But like the whole thing was you shout at this computer game in Klingon, telling it to do so. Yeah, I swear to God, it was a Star Trek game. Hilarious. So I
Oh
totally
my
we gotta
gosh.
look that up.
You should
Does
stream
anybody in chat remember what that is?
I bet you if Eric McKetton were here, he would know off the top
Yeah.
of his head. It probably was something like Klingon. Yeah,
It probably
The
was.
game's name is Klingon.
That's
What was
it.
the
There
name
you
of
go.
that? God, I can't remember.
What was the name of that Klingon game where you were a Klingon and you spoke Klingon?
You spoke Klingon. Do you remember?
And you yelled at your computer with
That's right.
Klingon?
Klingon. It was. I don't know. It just.
He's literally like, it was called Klingon.
I played it for 5 minutes. I was like, this is the dumbest thing ever. Like, I have to yell in a language I don't understand at people to do stuff, and my microphone kept cutting out because it was a 486 with 8 megabytes of RAM. So yeah, it's Klingon Academy. That's it. See, Scuba Steve knows.
I gotta look
Scuba
this up.
Steve.
Alright.
Klingon Battlefront.
Klingon Battlefront.
Toby. Oh, that's fantastic. So anyways, no, this was actually, in my opinion, I thought it was really cool ATV. I think a lot of people were expecting to see maybe some Squadron 42 kind of stuff. But, they're, taking their time on that. Obviously in progress and working. I did also see a tweet from Sandy about some female models, right? Am I right, Sophie girl?
Oh yeah, I think it was was it yesterday the tweet went out? There was
Yeah.
someone that was working on what was it? I want to say it was something to do with motions.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like every kind of tweet Sandy sends out about the female character, it's like listen, it feels like it's the same tweet, but maybe a different picture is on the computer screen. So we're working on animating her. Yep, check, got it.
Gotcha.
Like a month goes by. So we're working on putting her in motion. Yep.
Yep.
Sounds pretty good.
That's what we were
Yeah.
working on earlier.
We're doing things and stuff and things.
Some stuff and some things.
It's like you could,
Alrighty.
Alright. But hey, it's good to
Yeah.
see that it's coming along for us gals. Girl power here. That'll be exciting. I feel like when the female model does get pushed out, everyone's going to
Push
be
him out. Way out. So excited.
everyone's going to be like a female character. That's basically what I've decided.
Well, as of right now, we've all just been a bunch of white
We're men.
beefy dudes.
We're men in tights.
Dude, with like old man butts. I gotta say, like the
You don't
butts
think-
while we're running is like so ridiculously,
What's wrong with them?
they're so flat.
Really? I thought they had a little bounce and bubble to it. Is it just me that bends down to get the screenshot of the behind? Is that just me? Because I've had some good ones.
I'm pretty sure I died in Star Marine, and it was like I died, and then, you know how the camera like zooms in on your body or something?
Yeah.
Mine zoomed
I'm
in
pretty sure-
right on my crotch, right on
Yeah,
that
well,
crotch.
yeah, I'm gonna say, crotch cam pretty much originated in Captain Richard's stream, as far as I remember.
Yeah.
So you're not the only one. Is what.
No. Oh, so this image that's actually showing right above us, you guys will see in just a second. I was on the Facebook Star Citizen earlier today, and they were like, I feel like the Vandal just keep missing leg day.
Right?
Not
I
working out
just-
its legs.
Oh yeah, I laughed. I like screenshotted it, like sent it to Graham. I was like, this guy, that was funny.
Keep missing leg day.
I
Yeah.
was like,
It's a
"We're
little
working
wobbly
on
down there.
legs." Yeah. But anyways, so ATV was out today. They also did a the lore maker yesterday, and it was about the Banshee. Did you guys watch that at all?
I haven't seen it.
Okay, I will play some scripts. I didn't get fully into this as well. Like they all seem to release like right for her. And anyways, so this was a little bit about the Banshee
Starting off
system.
here as always.
Whoops. I'll mute this guy. So the Banshee system is a pulsar. They'll show it here in just a second. There it is. It has 4 planets. It's a UEE system still. We can't live on this planet by what I was listening from him. It's basically like a really strong magnetic magnetic field that's going around, which is why it's like pulsating. Anyways, it's a little interesting. It's right actually next to Lear, which I'm pretty sure isn't the one station that they just released at, what was it?
I don't know, but they make the best jets.
They make the best jets. Oh
Yeah, Lear.
Lear. Oh yeah, that's right, they do. What was that? They released a Levski. Isn't Levski from Lear? Levski, the new station that's gonna be released? No?
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure that is in Lear, but the Banshee is right next to it. I actually didn't realize how much in depth they go into about this whole the lore kind of thing. So actually, I'm actually like wanting to like go back through and like catch up on all that because it's like,
oh god,
it's a lot
It's
to
very
take in.
deep.
Have like, when you guys watch them, do you like take it into like an account as like part of like the gameplay, or is it just like it's a lot?
I think
I'm
it's
kinda-
awesome.
Yeah,
For
it's
people who really like to get that into the to the history and the cultures and the stories behind how everything is and why it is. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, that's true. I
I'm
guess
a little
I'll-
bit more lazy than that, though. I'm just kind of
Yeah.
like, what's this name? Where is it from? Why? Good. Let's go.
Yep.
I'm good with that.
So I guess it's gonna come more into play when the cultures are gonna be actually kind of like distinct. As far as like they were saying, you know, in Levski you'll only be able to buy like these certain kind of clothes, these certain kind of items, and so I guess now we'll have kind of like a background story of this. He was even saying how like this is close to like old merchant sites or something, and that it affects the culture of the Banshee system due to the fact that they're next to like Fora and Tamsa, and then there's Lear over there, which I'm pretty sure Lear is where Levski's at. Pretty
You're
sure.
blowing my mind right now.
Blown. Mind
I can't
blown.
even follow what you're saying. I believe you completely.
So here's my whole thing. Like the role playing thing is kind of like not my thing so much. Like I love the planets and I love the art and I you know, but if there's an alien race there, tell me where it is, tell me what the bounty is, I'll go kill it. And then that's, you know, that's all I really need to know.
Though they are making a good point, because if there's a planet over there that they're saying he's on, like they're saying that certain planets are going to be like habitable or whatever. Like, won't you need to kind of know that stuff before you just kind of like jump out there?
That's what I was just gonna say. I think lore could provide some nuggets of insight into how you would strategize your gameplay.
Yeah.
And I could see that. I'm just saying I'm really lazy and don't know that I'm gonna go digging through to find it. I might just trial and error, or, you know, something like that. But I think there's gonna be value to knowing some of the lore, and probably some value in knowing some of the deeper assets in lore.
And I'm sure the people who do will be the rich ones in the verse.
Oh yeah, they'll be the sellers.
Because I have no plans on. I just want to play this game and have fun and like hang out with friends and shoot stuff. You know.
Yeah. You know, talking
So-
about that, what are your guys's like? Do you guys know what role you want to be playing when it comes out? Like, merchant or?
My goal is to be a escort pilot. And now I know every time I say this, I get chuckles. Oh, escort. Z-Man wants to be an escort. Yes, it's true. I want to sell myself.
Yes, it's exactly what you think.
It's exactly what you think.
Just leave the money on the nightstand, and I'll go shoot the vandal. Right?
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, you see, I mainly focus on fighters, and I do have a constellation because yes, as Poet says there in chat, Hanzi man, yes, that's true. How much? Well, it depends on your particular taste there, Nax. But yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, CAG of the BBC fleet. That's it. Commander Air Group, Zulu Group.
Mm-hmm.
Dogfighting are us, possibly.
Oh boy. That was a drop in a bucket somewhere.
Bing.
Yeah.
Somebody's from RS is back there with a notepad, a legal pad, and they're like, Commander Z-Man.
Right? Bring it. That's all right.
Quadruple underline.
Hey, so, but the thing that I like most about Star Citizen is you don't have to be, even if you yourself are not the best pilot, you can team up with friends and become the best group. Exactly. That's what it is. And we've done it on the Zulu group. We've hunted in twos, and people get so mad and they're like, "Oh, that's cheating!" Like, no, it's totally not cheating, dude. It's a multiplayer game. It's that's what get used to it because the verse is going to be 10 times worse. But that's what it is. Never leave your wingman.
Never leave your wingman.
You can all be my wingman anytime. I often say I'd rather you on my wing than on my six.
Z-Man, saying that you don't have to be a good pilot, but touching on the pilot skills that you have obtained, do you want to touch a little bit on the Thrustmaster stuff that you do? I heard that they had came into your channel and such.
What happened?
Apparently I'm lagging, according to Toby Tesh, but I don't know what that's all about. Yeah, so I use dual Thrustmaster T16000Ms. I have for over 2 years. I've written several profiles for them. I try and instruct anybody who has any interest in them how to use them. I've even gotten people their own set of flight sticks because I think that the immersion is so important.
Wow.
So, yeah, I currently have a hang on, I can't see here. 1 second. I currently have a what we've been calling a classic T16000M, which is the gray triggered green based one that you're used to, and then I have a the new 16000M FCS, which is the orange deal. So I rock 2 of those at all times within the verse, and I'm in this game. There you go. Yeah, there you go, Rue. So I'm in this game for immersion, and 6 Degrees of Freedom. I played flight sims my entire life, and this is the closest thing that I've seen to true Newtonian flight. 6 Degrees of Freedom, and I've really found the flight system to be currently, the Thrustmaster T16000M. So I'm hoping one day Thrustmaster will say, all right, let's do a limited edition run Star Citizen dual 16000M flight system just for Star Citizen.
Awesome.
That's what so that'd be my ultimate nerd boy fanboy dream, would be to have dual 16000M Star Citizen only limited edition model joysticks. Yes, all the single warthogs, yes.
Yes. Sophie girl, what do you fly with?
Dual joystick as well, 2 T16000s.
That's what I fly with. Awesome. So here it is, guys. The crew of the dual flight sticks.
I just like to have 2 sticks in my hand when I'm flying. There's something that feels right about it. I've tried the HOTAS. So
what?
It's the water. It is really getting to me.
Yes,
I have
clearly
the throttle, and then the joystick on another Thrustmaster, different thing. I've had different Logitech sticks. I've flown with a mouse and a keypad, a mouse and a keyboard. I've pretty much tried everything, and for me, what I enjoy most and what I feel like when I'm dogfighting, what I feel like, yeah, I'm really dogfighting, I get into it, is with the dual joysticks. I really feel like, yep, I'm in my saber or whatever I'm flying, and I'm doing it, and I love it. But I have to say, I flew with the throttle part of the Warthog. Yeah, the Warthog when I was doing the live stream, and I really liked that throttle. It's really heavy, bulky. I got a tiny hand, so for my hand size it wasn't great, but I loved the smoothness of the throttle and the button placement on it. So I don't know. I think in my dream world I'd have several different things. I've got pedals as well, some side tech pedals. I don't want to hear shit about it. So you guys out there with the side tech, just calm down. So I'm learning how
Side
to
tech doesn't get any props from me. I'm sorry. Just
everybody
go in there.
calm down. Yeah, okay, yeah, I get it. So my dream world, I'd have a bunch of different things. So I'd probably have a Warthog, and I like the versatility. So I'm trying to train myself the same in Star Marine, so I can play with. And I'm a controller player. I'm not a mouse and keyboard player, but I'm learning how to use mouse and keyboard, so I can be versatile. And that's really more just because I'm curious as to my ability. Where do I perform better? What do I enjoy more? And not necessarily to say like, hey, this is the best way, you should do this. But for me personally, what do I feel brings me, like you said, Z-Man, the most immersion.
Right.
So I can tell you with Star Marine, I love mouse and keyboard versus my controller. And I've never felt that way about any kind of game I played. Destiny, Wolfenstein, put a controller in my hand, give me a back of a couch, I'm good. But for Star Marine, I love the mouse and keyboard. It's accurate. I feel like I'm in much better
PC
control.
Master Race, right?
But I did want to say, Z-Man, I saw, was it a couple months ago? Bristol Boy was streaming, and I was waking up to my day, and who's on Twitch streaming? So Bristol Boy's on there streaming. He was so excited. He was like this little kid, and I was like, what's going on over there? And so Z-Man sent Bristol Boy, where does he live anyway?
England.
He's in England.
In Bristol,
right?
yeah, England. Yeah.
This is how much Z-Man loves the T16,000s. He sends them to Bristol Boy, and Bristol Boy is there just like this kid. He was so excited about even the wrapping that came with the joysticks, and he's playing with the wrapping, and it was one of my most favorite streams that I've watched because of how excited he was, because it was the immersion aspect was going to come together for him a bit more. And then to have Z-Man on the side, like, here's the button layout, and how do you do this? And he was just right there with Bristol.
Yeah.
That
Bristol,
was a really beautiful moment.
Bristol's my boy.
Yeah,
All the
he's
BBC,
so cool.
man.
Yeah, Bristol's a good guy. Yeah, that brown paper scarf. Man, you look good in it, though.
That's what we do. All the building better communities, that's like Bristol's so into it because that's what we do.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to joysticks real quick. I'm just gonna touch. I could talk about.
You can talk about joysticks.
Talk you guys
okay?
ears off about joysticks all night. But yeah, like so, Scuba Steve, he's always in the Zulu group chat, and we're in Discord. We're always all the BBC we do. He flies the Warthog setup that you were talking about, and that's why I said my ideal flight system would be a Warthog with twist, and just two of them that you can make ambidextrous, all the button placement and everything. But that would be glorious. I hope you're listening, Trustmaster.
They're totally in here right now. I can look it up.
Hey, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. They have showed up to my stream and they have retweeted me. You'd be really surprised how much they actually pay attention to the community.
Yeah, exactly.
As they should. We all spend a crap ton on their products.
All of us have.
Yep.
Am I right?
And we advertise all the time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Send checks to BBC headquarters. That's right. 5 cents per mention. Man, we're gonna be rich. Just keep Thrustmaster.
And I appear.
And I know, Sophie Girl, you were last streaming the Star Marines part of Star Citizen. How are you liking Star Marine?
I love it. It doesn't like me, but I love it. I'm the biggest derp while I'm playing it, but I'm really enjoying it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you played much of it?
I have. I actually started my Christmas day out with some Star Marine. It was fantastic.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah, I feel like I do die a lot, which is okay with me, because I'm not a very good, or haven't ever really been into first-person shooters before, so it's okay with me that I die a lot. I've accepted that. But, you know, I keep getting in there, and I can tell that I'm getting a little bit better. Like, I feel a little bit more comfortable. I think a lot of it was kind of getting to know the map, and once that's taken care of, you kind of figure that out where everything is. They actually did release the map, which was nice. You just kind of could maneuver through there, and then you're watching more for enemies coming through or tunneling through. So,
you know what helped me? So I watched that tournament that just took place over the weekend. Did
Yeah.
you catch any of that? Okay. I watched a streamer by the name of Silent, I think it was Silent331, and he had streamed a little bit before the tournament and then went offline and then came back for the tournament. And I really liked watching him. He's amazing. And I think he was part of the team that won, I believe. But watching somebody who's really good at it for, you know, an hour to 2 hours was very helpful. So the next time I sat down, I was like, I'm a badass. I'm going to be like Silent, you know, and I got more kills than death for just one round. And then from there, it tanked. But I think with anything, especially with Star Citizen, and I wanted to bring this up, is like Star Marine, or whether you're dogfighting or FPS, whatever it is you're doing, it's repetition and it's practice. That's it. So you can't jump into, let's say, Vandal Swarm or anything in Arena Commander, really, and just go like, I'm going to be amazing at it. It takes time. So, unless you're Z-Man.
Okay, well.
No, just kidding.
Push Z-Man out of the way here.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking of this earlier because I got an email from someone who had seen a YouTube video I was streaming, and I had gameplay, and she said she had backed really early on in Star Citizen, and she was expressing how she felt she was upset because she felt she just got shot down and, you know, didn't, I don't know, she ended up not liking the game and kind of going away from it. And it's not that the game is for everybody. You've got to be able to enjoy, like in Star Marine, jumping in, getting yourself obliterated, and then getting back and doing that again, time and time and time and time and time again.
Yep.
And that's not gender bound. I think that has something to do with our personality, or something to do with drive, or something to do with something where there's a desire to become better. And I think that that's something I've noticed with the community that's inherent with everybody. Like you might just sit in your room and play this game, but there's something inside of you that's pushing you and driving you to be better and better and better. And that for me is what, I guess I'm on a tangent. Hi, tangent. Welcome.
We love the
I like it. Keep going. Keep going.
But that for me is what keeps me around Star Citizen and keeps me invested in the project, is because it's the only game I've ever played where I do have that sense of every time I get behind my flight sticks, I have an opportunity to become better. And most games I play, I figure them out, and then you can either figure out a pattern to defeat it, or you can figure out cheats to defeat it. You can any number of things, but this is skill based, and so it's a completely different style of gameplay. And you know, so Star Marine, it's just gonna take getting more and more, you know, deaths, and then just keep coming back and like, maybe I shouldn't go around that corner when this happens.
Yeah.
You know, and same thing with.
Yeah. I mean, the salt is real. So, and that has to do with gamers' personalities in general. If you can't handle salt right now, this is probably not the best time for you to be playing. Wait until
Right.
exploration comes out.
Yes.
So, yeah, I feel you. I totally feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. And like, you know, this game is an alpha, so every single time like something happens like that, you just have to like sit back, take a deep breath, like it's still alpha, and like if you can do that and then carry on, you're gonna have a lot of fun in this game. If it's like you're super serious, like that just messed up my effing score on the freaking leaderboards, and you like want to do a whole rage thing, yeah, it will be not so fun.
Not so.
It's fun. It's fun if depending on what you like to do. You know, if you're into this game for dogfighting, you know, obviously that's what you're going to concentrate on. If you're in for FPS, some people are into it for different reasons, and they have yet to see their vision realized, and that's coming soon, TM. And
Yes.
so but yeah, the salt right now, the salt is so heavy because everybody wants to be the best at what they particularly like to do, and so
Yeah.
it's bound to happen. It's a salt truck.
For right now, at least.
Salt to, yeah, that's all good. It's fun. I enjoy salt. I think it's hilarious, but for me particularly, because I get so mad when I get killed, but I just like shove it to the back, like, oh well, it's
no worries,
it's
right?
alpha. Who cares?
Who cares? And the other thing is like, I take it as like we're having the opportunity to see a game that's constantly being like growing, and there's not a lot of opportunity that you're gonna have for any kind of game, just in general. Like right now, there's in such early development that we probably, in realistic terms of a game getting developed, we wouldn't even have heard of this game at all. And the fact that we have the opportunity to just kind of like live this, like, I don't know, this growing pain kind of thing of the game, it's just kind of like you just bring it all in, and like when it's finished, you're not going to be able to have the funny moments of like glitching. Oh my god, the screenshots I have taken have just been hilarious. Just like hilarious. Like you'll have that screenshot forever. And like for one example I have of I was with Bacon on a Rock. He glitched out of the wall in his underpants. And
nice.
Yes. And he was getting in the seat of my freelancer, and he glitched and was like standing up on the seat, and I was like, Bacon of Rock, what are you doing? And he like looked back at me, and I have this screenshot of like his ass and underpants like looking back at my character in the oh my god, I was laughing so hard. I should post
Immersion that. Means different things for different people, Rue. That's all that is.
I was just laughing so hard. I was like, you won't be able to get screenshots like this when the game releases. So I don't know, just embrace it. Have fun with it. And you know, they're obviously working on the bugs. And then also, yeah, like put in your bug reports for sure.
Just to kind of, I guess I want to throw out there is a very large group of people who have backed from very early on and who have certain expectations. And so regardless of if their feelings are right or wrong about what is happening with the state of the game, that's neither here nor there for me, but there's some validity to some of the frustrations. So I'm not one that's going to be like everything is rosy and peachy. That's not how I do it. Yeah, because I think there's everything is
cool in your poverty.
But like anything that's growing or anything that's developing, you're just going to have your wax and wane, and you figure out where you fit with that and what you can take and what you can't take. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to deny a certain group of people who are frustrated. I think there's validity to some frustrations. And I'll give you an example. And then we'll move on to the flowery, happy stuff.
Okay.
But like the female model is one example. So back in the start of 2016, I think it has been, we were told that the animations for the female model were complete. We were told that she was getting in and out of the cockpit beautifully. She was done, and any moment now. Well, you know, months go by and there's nothing, no word, no nothing. So that's frustrating. As a backer, I have spent a lot of money on this game in its development, and so have many people. So when you're told one thing and then you don't have a follow-up, I think there's a disconnect that occurs. And I think that CIG has heard this from the community and said, okay, we need to start showing the community we're holding ourselves accountable to our timeline, and they have done that. So they've got on the website now, there's a production timeline, and for somebody like me who if you tell me something, I remember it, so I don't forget it. I'm like, all right, this is going to be due in November. You know, I trust that you're working on it till November, and I'm like, wow.
Coming in 2016. Right?
So for somebody like me,
salt.
for someone like me, it's great. And so I'm finding it fascinating to watch them figure out how to what are these realistic goals and what are not realistic goals. So that's probably a little embarrassing for CIG to have that out there in the open. But I'm certainly enjoying the timeline, and that's all I'll say about that. Thank you for listening.
Yes.
I love it too. Like the ride is part of the game. When you buy into the game, you're buying into the ride.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. Yeah, and there definitely is a little bit of frustration there. And I do want to bring up another, probably a really irritating, not a happy topic. But recently there was, due to the CryEngine, or not CryEngine, but the Lumberyard, maybe it was CryEngine, the glitch basically that happened, or the hack of Star Marine, and basically now they are permabanning those accounts that have been witnessed. Of course, it has to be video clips of them hacking, but they're getting permabanned right now, and there's probably, a lot of people are like, yeah, that makes sense, like, they're fucking hacking. And then a lot of people say, well, it's still alpha, blah, 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 like, obviously that's a bug, they need to work on their hack. And then there's also the aspect of, how much money they've spent on this game. There might be one person that spent the $45 on the Aurora to go fly into the sun kind of thing. And then there's the other person that spent, $4,000 and they hacked it, and now they're getting permabanned. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Tough shit. Don't cheat.
My gut feeling is that probably some invested $4,000 into the game isn't going to waste their time hacking.
Exactly.
So, yeah,
you would hope not.
If you ever played games that are built on the CryEngine, this is a typical thing for trolls to do. They'll go and they'll buy a shit ton of the holiday packages that are the cheapest they'll ever be, and they'll go with the intent just to cause malice to other players and be dickheads. So it's going to happen. You're just seeing the incipient stages of the trolls that are yet to come into Star Citizen. So I think that CIG is doing it right. They have to take a strong stance right now and say, don't do it now. Don't do it when the game is released. Don't do it ever. Otherwise, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
and
go ahead, Z-Man.
I was going to say, sorry, Sophie.
No,
I was gonna say, there's a time and place for everything to prove that a hack works. Once you've proved it, you don't need to continue doing it, which is what's going on right now. These guys are just, it works, let's keep doing it. Yeah, oh, look at, I'm a cool guy. Look at how you shoot through walls and stuff. So
that's true. I mean, but okay, we're talking about millions of players right now, and I'm sure there was probably the few or the handful of people that have actually spent, probably thousands on this game, and they did the hack, and they got permabanned. And it's been a huge issue in the fact that as far as never being able to create an account again or all that stuff after they spent a lot of money on the game, maybe there was no note saying hey, if you hack this game, or at least maybe in the terms of service. I haven't actually read through the whole terms of service, but I would never do that. It is there.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I guess it's they're all up in arms, but at the same time, then I guess you signed a terms of service. I don't know, it's not in my position. Obviously, I can kind of imagine myself if I had done that, I'd probably be enraged, but at the same time, you went out on the limb. You knew exactly what you're doing. It's not like it accidentally happens to you. You have to download it and install it and put it in the code of the game. So
exactly, you're adding to CIG's code, so therefore you're already outside the terms of service.
Oh, so Bruce Smash, you're talking about someone who's backed and has discovered the wall hack and has oh, let's try it and see how it is, and then they get banned because they tried it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Maybe maybe, you know, it's like kind of reminds me of the Family Guy. Is it Family Guy? No, South Park episode of the Apple terms of service. Has anyone ever watched that episode? But it's like,
No.
who like sits down and reads like the terms of service kind of thing? Like probably no one.
Should though.
You should.
You should, totally.
And
That's actually a federal crime to break that. Did you know that?
to not read the terms of service.
To go
Much
against
like
the
a
terms
math
of service.
Oh, to go. Yeah.
it's
No,
really
it is.
bad.
Yeah,
Like
and
you could get in a lot of trouble. Like obviously like the federal government, at least in the U.S. here, like they pick and choose when to enforce that, but you could be thrown into federal prison for stupid things, which is
Right.
dumb. But
right.
I
and-
forget the name of that act, but it came out in like 1985 when War Games was popular, so
It's a
it tells you how
ridiculous act.
outdated. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, it just kind of reminds me a little bit about the South Park episode because all the Apple. It's basically, it was like something about like the Apple, devices that you get, and there's like this whole like terms of service when you download stuff from Apple, and anyways, it's like this loophole of how they got people to do things. Anyways, it reminds me a little bit of that, and the fact that it's like, I don't know, if you've backed the game, you heard of the hack, maybe you did it, I don't know, just to like see what it was. I don't know, I mean, people are curious. If they know how to do that stuff, like, maybe try it, but...
Well, I think if you're doing that, you tried it, you know, I'm not going to say that I wouldn't try it. Again, I'm going to go back to being lazy, so I'm not even going to, like, I don't care. But if you are somebody who's curious, like, oh, how does the hack work? And then you go and you do it, and then you get banned for doing it. I'd hope that you would be, you know, an intelligent person about it and go like, dear CIG, this is what I just did, and my
That's
bad.
been tried. No, that's been
You know.
tried on Reddit. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, this
I mean,
guy.
I saw the thing. Yeah, I did see that. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he tried to like say, "Oh, I was just trying it out," and then everybody on Reddit, it's like, "No, I have you in multiple matches, trying it multiple times. Like, that's a lie. Blah blah blah, and it's gonna happen." You know. So, my advice: just don't do it. Just don't do it.
Just don't do it. Or if you're gonna try it, I guess, like, go create a new account. So if you do get banned, it's $45 on the raid. I don't know.
Exactly.
But-
If you get banned, it's your own damn fault. That's what I got to say.
And
about
yeah.
know that. But I don't know. Like, the thing was, like, all it did, I don't know if anyone has actually looked up the hack, but it was just basically, in Star Marine, it had basically red lines from, like, your gun to the player that was all over the map. So basically, like, the little map that's in front of you, how it kind of has all those arrows, it kind of got, like, readjusted to, like, the end point of your gun. So when you saw someone come around the corner, as they came around the corner, a red box would appear, and you could just basically just shoot in that red box, and then, like, they were dead. And, I mean,
Bruce
obviously
Smash,
that's...
I feel like you know an awful lot about
Yeah,
it.
Root Smash hacker
She's
confirmed.
like, here's how you download it.
No,
This is how it works.
Go here. This is how it works.
This
This
is how it
what you
works,
have
guys.
to do.
So just
Now we know.
come over to the dark side. No, I was really curious about it, because it was like, does it just, because there is a lot of, issues that they're still trying to work out, and people are like, oh, you could shoot through walls. And I was like, well, I know I've ended up in a couple walls. Like, what do you mean? Like, am I okay? Like, so I did look into it, because I was just curious, like, but then I found out, no, it's like, it's something you do have to, like, download and put into the code and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, okay, at least it's not, like, randomly happening to people. So,
Sure.
Sure.
oh, whatever, guys.
But no, there's a time and a place for all that stuff. Like once the current build goes to the live servers, it's out of testing. You know what I mean? For like the general user. It's not like that's an Evocati guy doing it in the Evocati server. He's doing it on a live server. Like nobody asked you to do that. You're taking it upon yourself. You're cheating. That's as far as that's my standpoint on it.
That's totally true. And the other thing that I was thinking of, it just came to mind, was the other thing that got hacked from CIG was 2.6. There was the guy that hacked in and basically like copied their server for 2.6 and was like showed off the cattle pidder and all this stuff before it was
That never
actually
happened.
released. Never happened.
That never happens. Like when random tweets go out with addresses to torrent sites that you can download the entire game.
Yeah.
I don't know, a red one. Never heard that happening before.
Nothing like that.
But
Anyways.
it's fun.
It's fun. So, anyways, there was that happened too, but I don't know. It's just interesting to see, like, I heard that happened. I don't know how CIG handled specifically that, because I feel like that's kind of a huge hack compared to, I don't know, maybe shooting people. Who knows? And, I don't know.
Well, that was
we'll wrap that up.
somebody who clearly violated their NDA, the Evocati. So I'm sure CIG will treat that accordingly, but it is whatever. Hey, that, like I said, that happened, and you know, sometimes shit just happens. Sometimes it's done maliciously, and it's not up to us to decide, you know, which is which.
It's true. Anyways, I was just gonna bring that up because that's kind of been a hot topic lately for sure.
Hot topic.
Hey, I got a hot topic. Let's talk about when we were at CitizenCon and Sophie Girl didn't recognize me. Let's talk about that. That's a hot
That was
topic.
so weird. It was a weird moment because you came up to me and you had your smile, but I couldn't place you, but I had this affinity and recognition, and I was like, I don't know what's happening right now.
Who's this guy?
So I wasn't sure if I needed to be on guard, if we were good, or what was happening. And then you explained. Sweet. Did you have your glasses? You put your
No, I
glasses
didn't
on?
have my glasses.
No.
I didn't have my typical hat on either, so.
Let me see. I'm trying to find a picture of Z-Man here.
So it was fun. It was fun though, because like you're not the first person that happened to, but it was pretty
It
epic.
threw me so off. I felt bad too. I was like, oh god, I should have known what he looked like. I didn't.
Yeah, well, between you and
Didn't
Gray-Headed
know.
Gamer, you've made sure that I've had to wear my sunglasses anytime anyone sees me from now on.
You have
Otherwise,
to at the bar
I have to.
citizens for the first time. It's got to be sunglasses. Then take the sunglasses off.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey,
I know that guy.
Okay, that's what you look like. All right.
I know that guy.
So yeah.
It's true though. I will say, like, I was like, oh, that's Z-Man. Like, it took me a minute. It did take me a minute. But
Right.
you had actually
so pleasant. Such
you
a
had,
pleasant person.
I tried. You're pretty pleasant too. You guys are all rad. Like I honestly miss CitizenCon. I wish it would have been longer, but
Yeah.
I
it was so
agree.
much fun.
There was an awesome picture I was trying to grab, but it's not
I'm
here
supposed to
anymore.
do show prep. What do you need? I probably
Show
have
prep. There was a selfie that you took with Commander Z-Man, Grimlock, myself, and then you
it. And Shepard.
and Shepard. That's right. It was like we were all roommates that week, and it was super fun. Actually, talking about CitizenCon really quick, Sophie Girl, you have a lot of connections to CitizenCon that maybe some don't know about yet.
Oh, do I?
Oh.
Wait.
She did actually was a guest on their live stream that week.
Oh yes, that.
Oh yes, that. She also volunteered during CitizenCon, and I do.
Oh, Sophie, that reminds me. I had to tell you that Sophie was the hardest working. Like everybody worked really hard. Sophie was literally, her hair was on fire that entire event. She was running around. I was like, "Hi, Sophie. Hey, Sophie."
That's how I felt too. That's exactly how it felt. It was, like,
It was hilarious. It was awesome though.
You are like somewhere on this stage. I have the picture of when they're like right about to cut the cake.
I actually was waiting in the back. Actually, no, I was on the side, making sure that we got the cake safely off of the stage and getting the table moved back to where we needed to then cut the cake. So you had to slip it through the back, the table, the cake, and the don't drop the cake and the table, and then the cake shows up, but there's no table. I was like, God, we need a table. So I was not on stage during that shot.
Well, it's a good thing CIG had you to organize things for them. That's all I got to say. We had a cake on the floor, right?
We had a pretty awesome group. That was the cool thing about volunteering for the event. That we talked months in advance over Skype, texting, and chatting like that, and we'd have our meetings and get planning underway. And then we had never met one another, so we met each other for the first time we all met up I think it was Thursday or Wednesday night or Thursday night, one of the nights before things kicked off, and we all went out and had our own little bar citizen with just the volunteers.
Oh,
and it was
that's
so
awesome.
Cool. Yeah, it was really a cool time. Cameron was there, who is the event organizer and the head honcho there. And it was really cool because we were all just got to geek out after months of talking with one another and just geek out and be like, yeah, I know, we're going to do this thing. We're so excited about it.
That's awesome.
And we worked so well as a team. So there was a few of us who were leads, and then we had a team of people. And it, when you work with a group of people, typically it takes some time to get it to mesh and to get the dynamics worked out. And there was absolutely zero hiccup. So it was minimal discussion on how things are going to work, because we showed up to the event the day of, that early morning, and going like, okay, here's how we're going to do this, and then troubleshooting as we were at the event. And we just worked so well as a team. I can't say enough about everybody. It was really incredible to work with everyone. And Cameron is amazing at what he does. Like, really awesome.
That's so great.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all did such a fantastic job. I couldn't even tell you. Like, I envy you guys, like, for being able to do it, because I would be. I'm like so ADD. I have like the memory of a mouse. Sometimes they'd be like, "Z-Man, go get a table." Okay, cool. I'll be like, "Where was I going?" Oh, right. Chris Roberts. Hey.
Hey.
Squirrel.
Hey, what's up? Oh, it's so
the worst part about that whole time for me, I'll just say, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again, was the Z-Man and Rue, did you guys meet Chris Roberts and go through the lineup with Tony Zervik and Aaron Roberts and Brian Chambers?
No.
Okay. So
I'll tell you a story about that then, but no.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had a very limited time to get people through the line. So we had security that's there, and then it's like me and Eddie is my timekeeper, so you had to keep it to a certain amount of time for each. Well, Chris Roberts is a talker, and so is Aaron Roberts, and so everybody that came up, Chris Roberts was at the very end, so everybody went through the line. Tony Zervik, Ben, and then Brian and Aaron, and they're all just geeked out times a million, and then they get to Chris Roberts, and it's like, Gah! And so people just start unloading their fan stories and their connection to Star Citizen and their connection to Chris Roberts games and the history. How much he means. And, yes, and so Chris Roberts would just time as someone stood there and engaging him, and then not only that, it would be like their conversation, and then it was like Chris Roberts and I'm like doing this, and Eddie's looking at me like, and I'm like, and then it would be like, oh, you want a picture? And then the guys, the fans would be like, yeah, I want a picture, and you're like, oh, we don't have time for this. Yeah. And so I had the worst job because I had to be on the end, and I was like, come on, and I'd have to like keep nudging on people's clothes and tapping them and be like, sorry, we have to.
It's time to go now.
It was horrible.
Move along.
I was a dream destroyer, but you know what? We made it within our time frame by something like 2 minutes or something like that, and we just barely. So what they did is they started turning the lights out. And because they were going to charge extra, and it was just going to be a big fiasco if we went over our time allotment, and we all did it under 2 minutes to spare about, which is a huge deal. And so
that is.
You were giving everybody 2 minutes each, right?
Yeah, or even and then because
less than that.
Because I was so excited about it, I wasn't really keeping time. Initially I'm like, Eddie, everything's fine. Just let people, whatever, it's good.
That's awesome, Z.
But yes, the destroyer of dreams. But then it was really like, we got to get him through, and I was standing there like pacing back and forth in one spot because I was like, all this energy, don't have time, we got to keep going. It was awesome.
CitizenCon
you guys did great.
Fantastic. You guys did an awesome production of that show. The Avalon was a beautiful venue.
Beautiful, right?
So beautiful.
So awesome. Yes.
Actually, talking about events really quick, and we'll come back just a tad to some CitizenCon.
No, I still want to talk about CitizenCon. I don't want to talk about the events I'm not going to be able to go to.
Okay, fine.
Talk about the ones I've been to.
Okay. So there was actually a bunch of bar citizens. Test Gaming got together quite a bit. We actually got to meet Scuba Steve for the first time. I think even Z-Man said...
the BBC.
All the BBC. Even Z-Man said, he's like, I've actually never seen this guy in my life. And we were like standing outside his hotel. And I think he turned, he was like, Z-Man? Because he like knew who all of us looked like. And we
I
were
knew what
like,
he looked like. As soon as he walked out, he had this exact shirt on, right?
That's right.
And I was like, Scuba Steve, holy shit, look at this guy.
Shit.
And it was like me and Rue Smash and Grim and Shepard, and like the first time any of us have seen Scuba Steve, and he's like, I'm kind of shy about the way I look. I'm like, dude, you're a fucking beautiful man. Let's go party.
He was fantastic, and we were like giving him hugs, like, oh my god. And now he does a little bit of streaming himself now, which is super great.
Oh, I haven't caught any of his streams. That's awesome.
Yeah, just recently, so don't feel too bad. But if you guys
Yes,
are
everyone should
following
follow Scuba Steve
because he's fantastic. He is our building better community manager. That's where BBC stands for. I've had to explain that more than once in my channel, which is a little odd. But,
well, let me explain to what exactly the BBC is, just so that people don't get the wrong idea of what the
thank
BBC
you.
is.
Please do.
The BBC is essentially bringing all Star Citizen streamers here on Twitch together, regardless of organization, stream team affiliation, anything. It's just like all of us showing love for each other and support for each other.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where you are from, what you do in the world. We love you. We want to support you. We want to welcome you. So anybody could be BBC. Anybody could be friends of the BBC. And Scuba Steve is a humongous supporter. He really he gets in there, shows like his moderation skills, which are exceptional, and helps everybody out as best he can.
Yeah.
And we all kind of do the same thing. Like we all, just like Bristol Boy and myself and like everybody that's involved that claims to be a BBC stream, that's what it is. It's just supporting people who are also Star Citizen streamers.
Yep, that's what it is. And yeah, we actually went to Trader Joe's. I feel like that's a story I can come back and be like, I actually went to Trader Joe's with Z-Man. It was Z-Man,
Yeah.
Scuba Steve, Grim. Was it Sky?
They're like, bring stuff to the test
yeah.
barbecue. Bring some
stuff.
finger foods. Yeah, what stuff? I don't know. They need something. So everyone's like, well, if everybody buys chips, then there's gonna be a hell of a lot of chips at the test barbecue.
Oh man.
And we get there, and there's like pounds of pulled pork and like all this crazy stuff.
So
I'm like,
much
oh my
food.
gosh. They did not need us to bring stuff, but we went to Trader Joe's anyways. It was a good time.
It was pretty great. Oh man, so much happened at CitizenCon. I'm trying to think. I actually got in Thursday night, and got to meet up with Shepard. We hung out that night. Then there was actually the Bar Citizen that night too. Chris Robert showed up. I actually completely missed him. There were so many people in this bar, and it was just like this one little room that we got. It was packed, like sardines, like going by people. The poor bartender in there was like probably expecting like, I don't know, 50 people. There was like 200 like packed in this little room.
That's the first time I saw you. Were you sitting across from Shepard?
I was sitting across from Shepard and WTF Saurus.
Yeah, that's right.
And yeah, and I thought, yeah, that was the first time. I was like, Sophie girl, I was like, oh my god. It was like such a crazy night. It was like all these people that I'd hung out with and have been on their streams and like talked to them over there. It was like I was like meeting them in person was just like such an experience. And it was like you just want to run around and just like hug everybody. And you just be like, if you didn't know someone, you're like, who are you? Like, what's your gamer tag? Like, I don't know. Just give me a hug. I'm so happy you're here.
Right.
It was great. So
it was fantastic. And Sophie got to stream with the Mountie.
I did.
We did. Actually,
that was cool. That was hilarious.
Stream.
That was awesome.
And we didn't know that was going to happen, just so you know. That had no clue.
And it'll live in infamy because, now Gamble's partnered and he has his own emotes. Yeah. So that'll be everywhere.
Yeah. So how was the live stream? Was it what you expected, or?
When you stream in your room and you've got your lights and your computers and you're kind of in a cozy space, you're in a safe space.
You're in a safe space. Yes.
You got the technology around you that you know and you're comfortable with. So the LA office is beautiful. So it's really nice to be in the CIG studio and looking around going like, yeah, this is pretty cool. And then the stage that they had set up for us was just a row of monitors, and it was beautiful. The monitors and keyboards and joysticks. And then, oh, you don't want that joystick? Well, here's this joystick. And then of course all the things on the wall. I think Test even had something that was there. I don't know if it was hanging up, but Gamble was just like, it was on the floor, and Gamble's like, why is this on the floor? To Disco, and Disco's like, well, it's kind of fitting for Test, isn't it? And he's like, no. Like, Gamble didn't want that on the floor. Gamble's like, this needs to go on the wall. Because B&G had theirs hanging on the wall, all the fun paraphernalia and stuff. So that was kind of a fun interaction between Gamble and Disco. They're like, no, that doesn't go on the floor. So Gamble would like put it up on a chair, and it would just be sitting up against the chair.
Oh my
but
God.
streaming with other people, that was a first for me. I enjoyed some aspects of it, and then other aspects I wasn't comfortable with in certain ways, because streaming when you're in your own room and it's your own stuff is a very intimate thing, actually. So while you are being extroverted, there's also a very deep intimate level where you're inviting people into your space, and you have complete control over that. So it was, for me, a little bit nerve-wracking to be that in front of the camera like that, in streaming in a way that I know to be intimate, but there's a lot of elements that were out of my control. So, chat is something my stream isn't, what I will say is my stream is about connecting with other people who enjoy the game, and it's just that simple. Yeah, it's interactive. So when I stream, I enjoy talking with other people. I enjoy pulling people from chat into the game, and we play together. So for me, that's it. And so it was really tough to get that element while I live streamed from the studio, because the studio wanted more of a showcasing of the game. Well, I'm not good at when you tell me to do something. I'm gonna kind of be like, well, I see what you're saying.
But
here's the angle I'm gonna go with it. So it felt a little bit like a fish out of water at times, but it was a very good learning experience. It was interesting. It was very interesting. Hot.
It was MLG also. Pro.
Oh,
it was so hot. Oh,
my
God,
so hot. It's so hot.
So hot.
It was so hot. Oh.
Wait, the coolest thing though is you'd be in the middle of streaming and you're playing and you're trying to talk about the game, and then there's any commander and shifter, and then it'd be like Brian Chambers would walk in and he'd just stand there and be like,
oh
yeah, right. You're like he'd geek out. You're like, Brian
Time Chambers. Yeah, time
You're
out.
like, hang on really quick.
Shit.
Hi, Brian.
Right.
Yeah,
dude, that just happened. I was just in Bomerfett stream the other day. It was like 3 a.m, and Brian Chambers showed up, and Bomer was like so drunk that he had no idea. I was like,
oh no,
that's totally Brian Chambers right in your chat right now. I was on Discord. He's like, whoa, hey, like we're totally, and then we're all like geeking out, like Brian Chambers. He's like,
and
dude, I'm
he's
just a
so
video.
Cool,
he's like, I just make video games. Like,
Yeah,
you guys are crazy.
Brian Chambers is a very cool guy.
He is fantastic.
Yeah,
he is. He really is.
Dude. If you stream, in a different time, like stream in the middle of the night, right? He'll probably stop in and just be like, hey, he's just so chill.
Well, he also had to figure for the time period. Like he like popped in. He was like having conversations with us, like we're just normal people, which I guess we are just normal people. But I said to him, Brian, you got to forgive us, dude, because to us, you are a rock star, so you show up in people's chats and stuff, and they're gonna be like, they're gonna geek out. And he's like, oh, I get it, it's cool.
Yeah, and he's so cool about it too. He's just like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, no, he is super chill.
He's an amazing photographer.
There's me without sunglasses. Oh, I missed it. There's Gamble. I'm watching Brews. Brews.
It's a little bit delayed. I have a good picture of you and Gamble.
Yeah, that's like. What's the guy's name? Damn, I'm gonna feel like a dick now for the one guy that showed up that was taking pictures. I gotta I followed him on Twitter.
I know.
He was fucking amazing, man. He was everywhere.
He was. all these pictures.
Sherman, I think. Let's see. I'll get his name.
He was great.
Yeah.
I'm terrible with names. I'm sorry.
I am too. Awful.
Like you guys are like on your phones, like we have to look this up.
Gotta do right by him because he's really good.
But he did do all of these photos of the
It's
event.
Jeff Schumann is one of them.
That-
There's two.
Yes, that's who it was. Yes.
It
you're
was
right.
Jeff Schumann did some of this. Yeah.
He actually popped into my stream when I got back from CitizenCon, and someone
Thanks,
pointed me out
Wes.
to me, and I was like, oh my gosh, like thank you so much, like you captured memories that.
And that's volunteer work too. I mean, that's
Yeah.
not somebody who's getting paid. He volunteered his time to take.
He
pictures.
totally should have got MVP for that. Like
Yeah.
hands
should.
down, I think. Like he must have put like 4,000 images from CitizenCon. He was like a professional photographer, you know, roaming around and like sharing with everybody for nothing. I mean, that right there to me says MVP. So if CIG, if you're watching, give that guy MVP, Jeff Schumann.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
And you know what, ladies? I need more beer and I need to take a bio. So
Okay,
Yeah,
we
for sure.
we
how are
can
we gonna
chat
do
it
this?
up. We can chat it
All
real
right.
quick. Just
We can talk about the last night after CitizenCon while Z-Man
Yeah.
goes,
no worries.
where I actually got to finally sit down and talk with you for.
That's
maybe
right.
it was
We took
a
this
sh- it was a
selfie
short
together.
time. Yeah, we did. And we hadn't had any time together at all, and then we finally table, and it was like, hey,
Hey.
hey, and we hit it off right away. It was like, oh, we started talking about horse trading and just all kinds of stuff. It was
Yeah.
a very easy conversation.
Oh, I had such a great time hanging out with everyone. And yeah, when I ran into you, I was like, Sophie, oh my god, like I have like looked up to you. And you were so great. Yeah, I mean, definitely, like, when I started joining Twitch and everything, you were definitely one that I would pop into all the time because, you know, it's a little bit of that girl power. Like, alright, I have a sister in here who can play this game, and she's really good at it. She really likes it. Like, what is she up to? What is she doing? Like, when I first started, I was really struggling with, before I had my flight sticks, I was doing keyboard and mouse, and, I was definitely struggling. Like, it was like, as much time as I'd go into the Vandal Swarms and everything, I just was not, like, getting the points that, like, it seemed like other people were getting, and it was a little bit discouraging, but it was just nice to see, like, you were out there, and it wasn't just me who's, like, has weird things going on, and then when I learned that you were doing the dual flight sticks and all that, it was like, alright, hands down, I gotta get the dual flight sticks at some point, so, and that's when I broke down and I got them, so.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh.
Well, when I made the decision to start streaming, I gotta tell you how scared I was to do it. I was really nervous. And I went on the internet before I ever streamed, and I researched female streamers streaming. I can't even tell you how many different Twitch streams to try to understand the whole thing about streaming. And I was loving and enjoying Star Citizen on my own, and I think I could do with my time. And I was so scared, Brew, so scared for the first, I don't know, maybe a couple of months while I streamed. Every time I got on, I was so concerned about how I said things, and because I don't remember names of things very well, and I get a concept and I'm like, yeah, okay, I get how it works. And but Star Citizen has all these aspects that you've got to at least have a little bit of a handle on. So I was like, I'm gonna come off like some dumb girl, and I was like, oh, I had to talk myself out of that whole thing and just be like, you know what, who gives a shit? Just you enjoy it, just get on there, have fun, and who gives a shit if you're female or male? I was really tied up for the very beginning of being like, oh, I'm a girl playing this game, and I was just like, to hell with all of that, because it's like it doesn't matter what your gender is. If you like something, you like it. And I am not good at, I can't tell you all the components on a ship. I can't do it.
I know, yeah.
I get lost on every ship I'm on. Any number of things that I'm just like, that's just how it's going to be.
Which is crazy, because, like, I get lost in the Starfarer right now.
Oh, hello. They need maps on every level.
Holy shit! I'm just
And
like,
every door entrance and exit. I mean, just,
Ah!
just do it.
like, when did this ship go so fucking complicated? Because it's like, okay, there's 3 levels. I got that. And then it's like, this tunnel shoots down to... But at some point, that tunnel ends because there's actually room on the other side. Oh man, it's so complicated. And I think of that, like, that's tiny. That's a tiny ship compared to the ones
Why
that
gotta
are
go and
out.
make things so complicated?
That's a good song.
God.
I told you I have references for everything.
That's a
You
good
do.
one.
You too. But yeah, so I totally get you there. I can't remember everything. And what's funny is, like, even when it comes down to, like, the certain missiles you can put on, and I do nerd out a little bit on builds, but I will say, like,
That's cool.
that's great. Like, if someone tells me, like, hey, try this gun on that gun and it works well, I'm like, oh, sweet. Like, that's great. At the same time, like, there's other people that are, like, actually into the whole experimenting and everything. That's the people I watch, because it's like, okay, you're gonna actually show that data. You're gonna show, like, that's what works. That's cool. I like that. Hence why, like, my Vanguard has the nice big, like, beefy gun on the front of it, because someone had mentioned, like, hey, you should really try that gun out. It's actually really cool in there. And I was like, oh, sweet, yeah. Actually, I saw, you know, this person, that person with that gun. And I put it on there, and I'll tell you what, like, it fucking works. Like, I'm one-shotting Vandals. Like, I'm good with that. So, yeah, it's, like, that stuff is fun for me. I did actually pick up quite a few, like, new ships during the anniversary stream.
What did you get?
Well, I don't know how this happened. I got 2 85Xs.
Oh, sweet.
I was using them as, basically LTI tokens. But they were supposed to go into, one of them was supposed to go into a Carter wall, and the other one was supposed to go into an Endeavor. And for some weird reason,
Okay.
I don't know what exactly happened. I was purchasing them off my phone. I ended up with 2 extra 85Xs because I ended up getting a cutlass that upgrades. A saber that upgrades to my Carter wall, and then I got it was a cutlass that upgrades to the Endeavor. So I'm not quite exactly sure what happened with the 85X. I think what happened was, like, that was my original plan. And then I saw that there was a couple extra bonus stuff that you got with, like, the Cutlass, Drake, or whatever that was coming out, so I kind of, like, grabbed that as well. And
so you got some LTI tokens. That's all good.
It's all good. Like, it's all good. So, anyways, but it all worked out. It's all good.
SS Moop Metropolis Javelin confirmed. LTI. A CCU to Javelin.
Yeah.
I like that we're
Right.
getting smashed and buying ships on the phone. I need it.
No, it wasn't that. I was actually trying to have a Thanksgiving with my family, and I didn't want to be like, will you hang on really quick? There's, like, this anniversary sale for
Buy.
spaceships.
It's Black
Can you
Friday.
just-
Buy.
Can you just hang on real tight while I go and purchase these? So, you know, I was just trying to be all casual, like, what's up, family? No worries. And so I was, like, just kind of, like, on my phone, like, okay, I need one of those. I got one of those. And, I don't know, anyways, between it all, don't purchase ships on your phone. That's all I'm gonna say. Because it worked out for me, but maybe not for others. Anyways, but it was fun. But what's also cool is, when 2.6 got released, actually, I did have a fun time flying the 85X. It's actually really sporty. It's like a little 2-seater. Kind of seems
Cute.
like your cute little, like,
It's cute. It's cute.
it's cute. Like
It's
going
like
on a date night. Like, I don't know. It's cute. I like it. I have a Miata as my car in real life, and it kind of reminded me of, like, the little Miata sporty spaceship for Star Citizen. In a way. Don't you laugh at me, Z-Man. Don't you
I'm not.
laugh at me.
I'm really admiring that picture of the 2 of you girls. You
We were on
are
fire.
really
that night,
beautiful.
I'm telling you.
Yep.
Thank you.
We were.
Appreciate that. We knew it too. We were like, yeah.
We also-
yeah, we'll take a selfie.
Where's the group picture of all the girls? Okay,
That
this
is
is
a
when
great picture.
this was when all the guys bombarded us, but there's this picture of just the girls who were there at, not
Yeah.
all of the girls, but who were there that night for CitizenCon.
The last night. This was the last event after CitizenCon, and you know, Rue, I wish we had during CitizenCon gotten all the girls together while we were in the venue. That would have been cool.
Yeah, they could have put you in mocap suits and figured out how to make a female
Right.
model for the game finally.
It's true.
So
That would
that's
have been
Rue
awesome.
Smash, Eden Star,
Yep.
myself, Nikki, Batgirl D'Angelo, Fiaste, and it's Frisk. Is it Frisk?
Frisk McKay.
Frisk McKay.
Frisk
McKay. Frisk
Yep.
McKay. She's really awesome.
She is.
Mm-hmm.
She was in front. I actually met her at PAX West. Was it PAX?
Oh,
West?
really? So you knew her before CitizenCon?
Yeah, it was. We ran into each other at a Twitch party, and it was like, I didn't know if I was ever gonna see her again. Quite frankly, I was like, wow, she was so cool, and I went and followed her stream and all this stuff. And then I was following her on Twitter, and it said some comment about her coming to like CitizenCon. I was like, Frisk McKay is coming to CitizenCon, and I like got super excited. I was like, I didn't even know she played Star Citizen. It turned out like she actually had just gotten into Star Citizen, and she came down because she was just about to head back home from TwitchCon, and I was just so excited that she got to join us. So she's a new member of the girls of.
I only wish that you guys had Epic Lala Girl in there because she was amazing to
That's
meet
true.
also.
And she was actually there as well. There's Montoya. Montoya.
And Harley was there. Like meeting everybody was just amazing. I couldn't even I wish we had like one big group shot, but I guess like that's what the line to CitizenCon
Who else
was.
isn't in there is Miss Hartz. Miss Hartz is not in that
Miss
photo.
Hartz,
She was there.
Oh,
she was
you know
there
what?
too.
She is in. Whoops. Hold up. Where did I go? Oh man.
Hold up.
All the files. Hide the screen. No.
Hey,
Let's see.
all you people who be thinking we saw.
Test barbecue. That's the one I was
Oh.
trying to look for. She's
So-
she's in here somewhere.
Those are awesome.
PJ pants, like, I really like them. I'm waiting for the.
Are you wearing slippers?
I'm wearing socks.
Oh, slipper socks. Check out my new slippers. I got
Let's
these.
see it.
Ooh, Vader slippers. Nice.
Did Vader actually come and steal your beer?
He did, but he doesn't know where I hide all the goodies, man. Like the guy's been here a couple times now on stream, and he thinks that he's gonna find stuff in the Zulu hangar. I lose stuff all the time, so yeah, come try and steal my beer. I have a secret stash hidden with the Death Star plans that he'll never find. No worries.
Never
But
found.
it's good of him to send you that video while you were streaming so you could use it for a promo. Way to go, Vader. Thank you,
Yeah,
LucasArts.
That was pretty sweet.
It was pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, let's
So many great people.
It was.
Good times.
We do have a couple questions here. So we are going to.
We did, Scuba Steve. We did take reserve beer from the test barbecue. That's so true. We were like walking around. I was like, "Hey guys, I got my backpack. Just throw as many beers in as you can." They're like, "Take as many as you want. It's Test Squadron. Like we share beer."
Oh, that's sweet.
That's awesome.
LA was so much fun, and that's the first time in 20 years I've been to the West Coast. So
That's right.
It was amazing.
It was really fun. I wish we saw or was able to see more of the West Coast because Hollywood and LA is definitely like a big city, and to have the impression of like that's just what the West Coast is. There's a lot more over here than you would think that aren't all big city feel.
If all of the West Coast was like CitizenCon for that weekend, I would live on the West Coast hands down.
Yeah.
You know what I
would
mean?
too.
Like,
So
if there was no
basically-
earthquakes or like
Basically-
mudslides or anything.
If everyone who was at CitizenCon could just move to LA within the next year or two, that would be great.
Right.
Yes.
That would be great.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
And this is the first that I actually got to like talk to Sophie since CitizenCon. So that's like October, right?
Which
Holy
is
cow.
so weird because we always kind of just seem to miss one.
Yeah.
This
and
feels
everything.
like an official.
But we
like,
know
reunion.
the other's there.
Yeah, Rue's like, hey, you want to be on Crafty Brews with Sophie? I was like, hell yes. And like, Sophie, girl. That's awesome.
I didn't have to pull any teeth. Like, it was just like.
It's like, yeah. I was like, I'm scheduled to work. Oh, I'm on vacation. Sweet. So yeah, if I had been scheduled to work, I would have taken a personal day just so that I could be here with you.
Oh,
Just so you know.
Oh, wow.
Hearts.
You guys are awesome.
Seriously, hearts.
Same
Thank
to
you.
you. Yeah.
Oh,
Somebody
that's-
said in chat that if we all lived, and it was like we all lived close to each other, and it was like CitizenCon, nobody would get done.
Yeah, probably not.
We wouldn't.
Well, we'd probably get a lot of either Star Marine or Arena Commander done. That's
Oh, for
something,
sure.
right?
We would. We would like have to take shifts on who could go work, and then we'd all like work at the same place, so that we would never have to break the circle of just friendship all the time.
Right. That'd be awesome.
Oh.
We definitely got to get multi-twitch, like more multi-twitch. So Rue and Axe last night were doing some Overwatch multi-twitching, which was amazing, right? That's cool.
It was super fun. That is great. Like, just hit someone up. There's actually quite a few people that, if you met them at CitizenCon, just be like, hey, do you want to stream or something or anything like that? It's nice to just hang out with those people again.
And it's cool for people just coming into the community too to see like multiple perspectives. Man, I can't talk. I'm too many beers. Anyways, but multiple perspectives, right? So like we have to have like family fun night, you know, just like you did when you were a kid, if you did that when you were a kid.
Yes.
Where like all of you get together and we all just like multi-twitch, like have a crazy fun time, and like everybody could see from different perspectives, as like I'm getting my head shot off in a Star Marine, and I'm killing everybody that lives in Arena Commander. Just kidding, Kappa.
So actually, it's just to piggyback on that. CitizenCon, I roomed with Nikki and Eden Star, and
sweet.
the three of us, we had never met. We were like, we want to save money, so we'll room together. Done. And we decided to come up with a show, Lightspeed Lunatics. And we just, the last couple weeks, we've gotten together, and so exactly what you're talking about is what we've been doing. So we'll start multi-streaming, and then
that's
we
great.
get on Discord. Yeah, we get on Discord, and we do private matches in Star Marine with all our friends. And it turns out to be this big group of people, and we're just laughing hysterically and just having so much fun. And it's that same feel of like, you know, I haven't felt that in a long time, where it's like, yeah, and you just lose time because you're having so much fun.
So much fun
together.
So can we have Lightspeed Lunatics versus Zulu Group?
Sure.
That would be awesome. I challenge you, because we got some awesome pilots, and you guys got some awesome FPS people. So it'd be awesome. It would be awesome, right?
It would be awesome. Done.
That would be super awesome.
I've been actually streaming, like multi-Twitch streaming, some Rocket League with Bristol Boy and my buddy Skate Jerry Skate and Grit Spitter. Grit Spitter, that dude is rad as hell.
Awesome. Yeah, I like
right?
that too.
Yep.
So yeah, there's a lot to do with multi-Twitch, because there are, and Captain Richard has said this to me since like the dawn of time on Twitch. There are millions of streamers and only 24 hours in a day. So to get everybody together it's probably going to take something like multi-Twitch, where you could see like a whole bunch of us all at once in all our chats and stuff. So
it is a really cool feature.
Yeah,
it is. Kind of brings everyone together. I will say really quick, guys, get the last of your questions in. If you have any questions for Z-Man, if you have any questions for Sophie Girl over there, get them in right now, because we're going to be probably grabbing those. Don't feel like you've been neglected. They actually get collected over in my Discord, so we will go through them. So don't feel bad if we didn't answer it right away. We're grabbing them all at the end. But okay, so yeah, wow, we talked a lot about CitizenCon. Actually, I wanted to bring up CIG is releasing this new Friday happy hour. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
With the live stream, which is cool. It's gonna be tomorrow, guys, on their channel. So make sure you're following Star Citizen as well, and check out their new live streams that they're going to be doing with people from the community, like right here on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing because Scuba Steve is trolling me in chat.
When is he?
You go ahead and ask that. Like, okay. So if you haven't watched the stream for a while, I now have a command called Zionce. Because
Zionce?
yes, Zionce. Because it came up about like which is better, dual joysticks or single warthog. So I started saying, "Oh, the single warthogs! Oh,
That's great.
Oh my god.
So Scuba
Did
Steve
somebody
is
clip
asking.
that? Did someone clip that? Please, someone.
Yeah, of course they did.
Of course.
Which is great. I love it. It's hilarious. It's pretty fun. So, but Bristol Boy, there it is. Bristol Boy just posted it in chat.
Perfect.
Bristol Boy and Scuba Steve been running with it, and Scuba Steve asks, Z-Man, if your warthog is too loose, what should you do? If it's too loose, then you should have put a spring on it.
Oh my god. That's
so
fantastic.
yeah, that happened.
So that happened. Oh man. Cool. Let's grab questions here really quick. Space Spin. Oh my god. I've only had one beer tonight, guys.
Space Swim.
A
So
space.
space.
So the space spins. Okay. Space sim question. I can read this.
Don't go chasing vandal swarms.
Please stick to the pirate swarms that you are always used to.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we did that one too. Yeah,
That's a good one.
My buddy Jerry trolled me with that one. Don't go chasing vandal swarms.
Oh
good.
my god. That's fantastic.
Okay. Now we're paying attention. No more songs.
Okay.
No more time. Music. I mean, question.
Questions. We're doing questions right now. Has anyone seen the alien encounters on Elite Dangerous? Also, or what are your thoughts on the exolinguistics bit from ATV? So I think we talked about...
Linguistics?
Thank you. Linguistics.
It's something linguistics, though. It's xenolinguistics, I think.
Xeno. Yes, Xenomorph.
I think we talked a little bit about the ATV thoughts on the video today.
Bioluminescence.
Yeah. And waterproof.
Waterproof.
Yep. Waterproof. And then I guess I haven't played Elite Dangerous myself, other than the fact that I explored it in some VR. I flew by a sun, and I was like, "That's awesome!" And that was basically all I played of Elite Dangerous. But other than that,
Can I just give my opinion on Elite Dangerous really quick?
Go for it.
He muted himself. This is.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He's
I
really
agree.
getting into it.
I was a mechanic on aircraft for, a number of years, and I want to be able to get out and look at my ship. That's all I got to say about Elite Dangerous. Till then, forget it. I don't want to just have an avatar. Okay, next question.
Okay.
I did see the alien thing that was discovered. I've never played Elite Dangerous, but I follow some people who play it just to stay informed about it, maybe. I just know that there's an alien thing that people encountered, and they hadn't encountered it before, and it was a big deal in the game. So that's cool for them.
Yeah. Indicating chat. Okay, so here's actually a question from Lark T. I'm relatively new to Star Citizen, but will there be a specialization that involves the FPS aspect of the game on the ground and not so much flying aspect? I believe we also touched on this a little bit, but I will specifically say it out there. There is Star Marine now, which is all first-person shooter based, and on top of that, in the verse, you can, land your ship at Grimhex or Port Korea and do some first-person shooter there.
True. That's
True.
it.
What she said.
What she said.
What she said. That's what she said. From Stimson, what are you guys drinking?
We did cover that also.
We did cover... You guys gotta
Water.
just show up on time now.
Yeah.
Sophie Girl's over there getting it all...
Wasted.
Let me just try this real quick. Yingling brand lager. When you're absolutely must get drunk in the verse.
Grab
Anyways,
yourself
okay.
a lager.
I'm no Captain Richard, but
It's pretty damn good. For on the fly.
I have that. Wait, hold on.
What is he doing? Oh,
Vintage brand seltzer water.
holy shit.
That's good.
And it's autographed by the captain himself. There you go. So there you go.
Oh.
Wow.
Is that a thing?
Hang on to that. He
I
will.
don't
That
know
will
about
sell
that.
for big bucks later.
Captain Richard and I actually met up in Washington. I took the whole family out to meet Captain Richard, and he came
Aw.
with this and gave this to my kids. So my
Aw.
kids said, "Daddy, will you put this on your shelf?" I said, "Hell yes, I will," and that's where it's been ever since. So thank you, Captain Richard. Vintage brand seltzer water.
That's fantastic. Stimson, you're totally fine. Yeah, we did. You did ask that a while ago. Yeah, no, seltzer water is definitely a thing in Captain Richard's chat. I'm drinking. It's called Founders Backwood Bastard right here. It's really good. It's also dangerously 11.6%. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Cheers. Thanks for the
Look at all
Cheers!
this, like-
Cheers! I always toast with my Anvil mug, especially when someone's wearing a Saber Love T-shirt.
Oh, damn.
Sophie.
Sophie.
We're gonna have to check out your loyalty to the Saber. Let's see who can dogfight with that.
So, Sophie is a saber lover. Z-Man likes his Super Hornets, right?
No,
Yes, I always see you
Yes.
flying a Super Hornet.
that's true. Yes, there's like no other ship in the game.
I know.
There might be just a
I know.
handful.
Maybe
There
one
might
or
be. Just
There
quite
might be.
Just a couple.
You heard it here first, folks. There's more
Yeah.
than just a Super Hornet out there in Star Citizen.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny because my
There's-
favorite ship.
So there's just Super Hornet, and then everything else that you shoot at.
There's that.
Oh my god. I love the Vandal, the Vanguard Warden,
Vanguard?
because I can
Mhm.
totally speak right now. Yeah, so that's kind of funny. We got like a Warden, Super
Well, the
Hornet,
three of
and a
us should
Saber.
we should do a fight sometime.
We
Yeah?
should do a multi-stream
Yeah,
together.
That would be fun.
Totally.
I'm down.
That would be super fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Are we using stock loadouts? So hold on, let's determine this right now.
Oh god. No,
No.
let's not. Let's not. We gotta prepare
okay,
for
hold
any
on.
time.
No, hold on. Let me just put this. All right, this has been brewing the whole stream. So let me just do it.
All right, get it after
I
that.
love the Saber. The Saber is an awesome, beautiful ship. I will give it that. However,
Yeah.
it needs to, like, if you remember when the Super Hornet first came out, it had 8 guns, right? And the shields were impenetrable, and like everyone's like, "Oh, it needs to be nerfed." Well, the Saber right now in its current iteration needs to be nerfed. Well, it's actually gotten better with 2.6. 2.5 was ridiculously need to be nerfed. But anyways, it's all good.
You feel better?
I feel better.
Do you feel
Alright.
better?
How do you
now?
feel? How do you feel?
I'm fine. Totally
Okay,
fine.
good.
I'm happy to have been listening, and I feel that we have an understanding, so
We do.
it's all good.
If you're in
Sound
heaven,
good.
really quick, yes. Rush
Pink
t-shirt
skin soon.
right here.
Yes. Yes. Soon. All my ships will be pink, therefore you will know when I'm coming. Damn it.
Okay. Oh.
I hate you all right now. All of you. I hate all of you. That's. I hate you guys so much right now.
my god.
So that just happened. I love you, Sophie.
You heard it here first, guys. Oh my god.
Oh, and Bristol Boy clipped it already.
Oh my. Beautiful. Oh. That was so great.
Okay, I'm buttoning down really.
Okay.
Well,
Oh, that's so great.
guess there's no turning back, is there?
Not after that comment. Not after that.
Oh,
Toby, you gotta quote that. We need to add that to our
I love
quotes.
pink. Thank you, Citaro. All my ships will be pink.
Do you want to finish that? Oh, okay. Well, we got one last question here. Unless anyone else has other questions, maybe after that comment, we got more questions in chat for Sophie. This last question is, Roof Smash, are you going to combine your two passions and do Oktoberfest and CitizenCon 2017?
Ooh.
I
Hell yes.
am trying. Obviously I gotta get a couple like fun things figured out. I should say. Things figured out, and then I'm pretty sure I can make it. They haven't released dates yet, and I really need dates, and I need to get some kind of plane ticket.
We need to get you there, that's for sure.
It would be super fun. So, anyways, we got till like October, so I'm not like super worried about it. But I know that if you get plane tickets earlier, it's a little bit cheaper. But that would be super fun because it would be right in October. I assume it's gonna be around October 9th, so that's kind of what I'm planning on. But yeah, it's definitely in my dreams of 2017 for sure. See, man can't contain himself over there.
Are we almost done?
Oh, yeah, we're almost done.
I gotta go.
Gotta go.
I gotta go. I want to crawl under my bed so bad right now.
What was missed? I missed something.
I don't know. Me too, Toby. What other questions do we have?
That is the last one. Quick question for you two. Where can all these viewers right now find you guys? When do you stream? Give yourselves some plugs right now. Go. Starting with Sophie Girl, because Z-Man's still muted.
Alright, well thanks.
Recover yourself.
I'm on Twitch as Sophie Girl. It's SOFIEGRL. Now we can hear you, Z-Man.
Yeah.
I'm on the Twitters as Sophie Girl 2. I stream. I don't have a schedule to stream. I just stream when I'm able to. So
Okay.
It's kind of a, it's just a random thing. So I usually am pretty good about putting it out there on Twitter if I stream. I do have two things that are consistent. One is the show Lightspeed Lunatics on the Base Radio. That's every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and that's a blast.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a really fun show. And then Diverse the Verse is going to be... Do you mind if I just tell everybody when Diverse the Verse is?
Of course, go for it.
Cool.
Hell yes, do it.
Awesome. It's going to be January 31st at 7 p.m. That's Eastern Time. And guess who's going to be our special guest for January to kick off 2017?
Who?
Tyler. So Captain Zylo.
Nice.
You're really excited
sweet.
about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Awesome.
fantastic.
Yeah, so that's going to be fun. That's like it's an all-female hosted...
And Zylo.
Yep, and then Zylo. Yep. All-female hosted podcast. It's kind of a roundtable, conjecture-based format. So we talk about Star Citizen almost 100%, unless we veer off into something. But yeah, that's what I got going on.
Awesome.
Thanks for asking.
Of
Mhm.
course.
There he is right there. In chat.
Oh, there's
his head.
his head.
There's his
Everyone,
head.
make sure you sub to Captain Richard so you can Zylo spam the hell out of him when he's on
Yeah.
Diverse to Verse. What date is that again?
That's January 31st.
January 31st, Diverse to Verse with
7
Captain
p.m.
7
First
p.m.
January.
Eastern, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Eastern.
7 p.m. Eastern.
That's 4 p.m. for people on the West Coast. Just gonna throw that out there.
Yes.
And
Wait.
you'll see stuff on the Twitters and things come out about it.
For sure.
Pretty
Yeah.
soon, so.
Retweet
And-
all thing.
That's on a Tuesday. A Tuesday.
A Tuesday? Did you say a Tuesday?
It's on a Tuesday.
It's on a Tuesday.
Holy mackerel, Tuesday? Are you
Tuesday.
kidding me? On Tuesday?
That's crazy.
It's always good to know the day. That's all I work around. Okay, and then Z-Man here. Where can we find you? When do you stream?
Hi guys, I'm Commander Z-Man. I'm a Test Gaming Stream Team member here on Twitch.tv. You can find me at twitch.tv/Commander_Z-Man. Just like it's spelled in chat. If you follow, you will be my wingman, and you can be my wingman anytime. Thank you very much for that. Is that good? How is that?
That's the first time you've ever said that, isn't it?
I think
Yeah.
so.
I think
Perfect.
you've been like holding that in for a really, really long time, and you're like, "This is my moment," and you got really excited.
Yes. There you go. Toby, thank you for that spam. The guest spam. No, it's all good.
Yes.
No, honestly, like, you don't have to follow me. I'm like, follow Sophie and follow Roof Smash. Like, I'm here for everybody in the community. Honestly, like, we have a lot of fun on the Zulu group. I stream Monday through Friday, 12:30 Eastern until 2 p.m. With little exception, and then I've been picking up like Mass Effect streams and Rocket League with multi Twitches and stuff like that. So I have a lot of fun with that. But yeah, no podcasts. I love being a guest on podcasts. I just don't I don't have time to run one of my own because of my schedule. So definitely tune into these ladies. They are amazing people. Tune in, like, everybody that they suggest to you. They know what they're doing. Love you, gals.
Aw.
Me too, Z-Man.
Thank you, Z. Yeah, so make sure you guys are following. Toby just put in their links to both their Twitter and their Twitch channels. So just go out there, give them a quick follow. Guys, I just want to thank you so much for jumping in and joining me tonight. I know you guys are both on the East Coast, so I really appreciate you staying up late and hanging out with all of us. And yeah, having a great time. I really am happy that that we're kind of doing a show here now. It's fantastic.
It's awesome. Thank you
It
very
is
much
awesome.
for including us in your show tonight. I know this is episode 2. Definitely hope to see many more of these.
There's gonna be more.
Good.
And we'll definitely kind of loop back around a little bit too on guest. Just because, like, this is still kind of
This is
building
awesome.
stage.
Like, I want to get on with Sophie again because
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
she's a blast. I love.
We'll
She's
have to,
like such a
repeat
good
this.
sport, man. Like, totally.
You too, Z-Man.
I love you, Sophie. You're awesome.
Oh, you guys are fantastic. So, to wrap up the night here, this show right here that you just watched happens every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We have rotating guests every week. Next week we will have the Moonshiner and Myers on. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be lots of fun, as it's been every night so far. So I'm really happy with that. For right now, let's go and host someone up really quick. Let's see. I see actually Gray-Headed Gamer is on right now. He was another
GHG.
GHG. So let's go give him a host. Can we do exclamation mark raid in chat?
I found a plan for 50.
Whoops. Thank you. Go ahead, copy, paste that. Here is where we're going to be headed to. I will be probably hanging out there for the rest of the night. I hope that all of you will hang out there with me. So let's go raid. And again, thank you guys so much for joining tonight. Z-Man, Sophie Girl, make sure you guys give them a follow. And until next week, I will see you then.
Take care now. Bye-bye then. Are we clear?